My name is Dennis Ngan. I'm an artist and I consider myself as an image maker and creator. I mainly look at how images are presented and consumed on the internet. So I work on screenshots on everyday internet platforms such as Google Maps or Instagram. So to me, I think there are lots of images on the internet, on these platforms, but they're all presented and consumed in a certain way connected to that platform. Like we look at the images on Google Maps just for navigation. We post images on Instagram to create our own lives. But I find it quite fascinating. There are some scenes or some images are omitted. Like people are looking at it, but they're not really seeing it. So I take a screenshot of this scene and images and turn them into work. To me, this kind of behavior is like a snapshot or street photography of the cyberspace and also the internet behavior. I start off with working on Google Street View. But it's actually the landscape that is attracting me. So when I was back in Hong Kong, we have a graffiti artist who has passed away, but his work is covered by the government, like for cities cleanliness. But one day the paint just peeled off. So his work, like 30 years ago, suddenly reappeared. So I just went to that location and I want to see that kind of the moment that this is revealed. So I just resort to Google Street View because you can really travel back in time. And I look at this traveling back in time and I slow down that transition on the Google map and I take out the middle shot. I think that's the moment that this his work, the graffiti, start to reappear. So I think this moment of revealing or appearance is kind of fascinating to me. So that middle frame is my first work, working on a screenshot on Google Street. I'm now currently working on an Instagram account and it's about movies. So I always love movies as an art form that represent or depict time. Now I noticed that movies are mainly consumed on social media and as fragments because they're often like chopped off as different parts. And there was a major Hollywood studio which has chopped their films into 23 parts and posted on TikTok. So I find this really intriguing, and I'm just thinking, looking at this fragmentation, I'm thinking, why don't I just go to the extreme and I just reduce a film sequence into individual frames. So 1 second has 24 frames, you can imagine. And I'm posting these kind of frames back on social media, and I chose Instagram because it's a platform dedicated to still images, at least originally. So by posting on Instagram, because of its interface, when you scroll through the account profile page, these frames will reanimate it as moving images again. So I'm using the interface, I'm using the materiality of this social media platform to address this kind of fragmentation and also consumption of movies on social media. Yeah, to me, I think people really consuming films in fragments on social media, they kind of like just want to have everything very fast and consume very fast. So by going into another extreme to chop it like a single image, the way of I making it and also people see it on the profile, they can actually look at every single frame and can appreciate this like a film is like a continuous movie of time, but you're now actually seeing every single instance of it. So I just want to bring back this accent as formal art to a fast-moving audience, and hope that they can also appreciate every single frame and how they changes, like fastly or slowly. And I'm also very interested in this kind of scrolling action, because people are saying like, we scroll for nothing, just constantly having this addiction. But because, like I said, I use the interface of Instagram. So this scrolling action actually brought some meaning to it, and it's connected to the history of cinema, because at first, cinema is on film and it's projected with a film wheel. So it's like rolling by hand. So it's kind of like similar to this scrolling action, but it's now in the 21st century. It's kind of like an instaprojectionist when you scroll through these images. I think as an artist, art fundamentally is to express ourselves. But to me, that expression is to represent a different angle to like our audience. Because to me, I'm just like a normal netizen. I go to like all the websites on social media platforms every day. But very often I'll see something more special, more interesting. Maybe people are not looking at those images that way. And I find the urge to present this different angle, so that when you carry on your daily routine surfing the net, you can also see it differently. So for this new work on Instagram, I'm really influenced by the British artist Douglas Gordon, because he has work called 24-Hour Cycle, which is just use the film cycle, very famous film, thriller film by Hitchcock, and you just slow it down to 24 hours and then play it in a museum. So I think it's fascinating to see how he manipulates movies as a representation of time, and he plays with the duration of it and how we experience the flowing of time, which is different from Hitchcock, the film itself. And also, by slowing it down, he's taking away those suspense and also scary elements from it. So I think it's really a smart way to do. So for my work, I also use this sequence of cycle. I also want to use this cultural iconic figure to represent how you experience time, but now with a social media dimension. And as I've said, I'm using the materiality of Instagram. So part of this work is to use the stories of Instagram. So every picture you post for story, it lasts for 5 seconds. So if I put all the frames in the story and every frame is played with 5 seconds, the movie will be like 10 days long. So it's longer than the 24-hour cycle. I really want to explore the potential of how you can use a social media platform, because usually you use it to present your image like the others do. Like you observe how people are doing it and you follow them. You follow their aesthetics, you follow their habit of using it. So I'm using the scrolling profile page and also the story function, just like every others do, but I'm giving new meaning to it. So I think maybe I can challenge those viewers, or also encourage them to explore their own way. That's the thing I really want to do.